Max Verstappen's troubles within Red Bull appear to be deepening and could reach a critical point in the upcoming months. The four-time world champion is now reportedly considering options outside of the Austrian-based team. While this may have once seemed unlikely, there are now two serious suitors vying for his signature, and it looks like Mercedes is making a strong pivot in their pursuit of the Dutch driver. With new discussions around George Russell's contract renewal surfacing, some are starting to wonder, is this all part of a strategic bluff from Mercedes to tempt Verstappen into switching teams? Verstappen's name has dominated F1 discussions lately, especially regarding a potential move to the Brackley outfit. Despite public reassurances from Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, the team is keeping a close watch on the chaos unfolding at Red Bull. When internal drama disrupts a powerhouse like Red Bull, it often opens up golden opportunities for rival teams to act swiftly. At present, Mercedes has managed to stabilize their car's performance issues, and with a few more technical upgrades in the pipeline, they could become serious contenders for the championship once again. But the bigger play may not be about this season. It's about 2026. The upcoming regulation overhaul has prompted long-term planning, and Mercedes might just make a bold push to sign Verstappen to lead them into the next era of Formula One. Although Wolff insists he's pleased with his current driver lineup, many insiders believe he won't miss the chance to recruit Verstappen a second time. Sky F1 pundit Martin Brundle added fuel to this speculation, expressing concern over George Russell's future should Verstappen become available. Brundle explained, "If Max Verstappen suddenly enters the market, I'd be genuinely worried for George. Kimi Antonelli might be their guy for the future, but there are too many variables. George has done an excellent job leading the team. But let's not forget that Toto passed on Max once. I don't think he'll do it again if the opportunity arises." This brings us to the psychological chess game Wolff might be playing. While he claims Mercedes isn't pursuing Verstappen, he's simultaneously preparing to offer Russell a contract extension, a move timed almost too perfectly with Verstappen's uncertain status at Red Bull. It's not about Wolff being dissatisfied with Russell or Antonelli either. Russell has been remarkably consistent in 2025, finishing in the top 5 in every competitive session so far, and Mercedes currently holds second in the constructors' standings. Antonelli, meanwhile, has shown promise as the most impressive rookie in a competitive field. Still, we're talking about Max Verstappen here, the reigning four-time world champion, with 2 titles earned under chaotic, high-pressure seasons like 2021 and 2024. Turning down Verstappen again would raise serious questions, because even though Russell and Antonelli are great talents, they simply don't carry the same weight and dominance Verstappen brings to the sport. Should Verstappen decide to walk away from Red Bull, the ripple effect across the F1 grid would be massive. And that scenario is not looking far-fetched given the current atmosphere within Red Bull's inner circle. Their underwhelming performance in Bahrain sparked a storm of criticism. Among those visibly upset was Max's manager, Raymond Vermeulen, who was seen in a heated exchange with Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko right before a tense post-race meeting. Ted Kravitz of Sky F1 described the scene, saying, "Raymond Vermeulen, Max's manager, stormed into the garage and absolutely laid into Helmut Marko. It was pretty intense. He gave Marko a piece of his mind and then stormed off, removing his pass as he went. Clearly, there's major dissatisfaction." Marko didn't shy away from addressing the matter. He admitted the car's performance isn't where it needs to be, and the next few races, with planned upgrades, will be critical in determining Max's future with the team. If the upgrades fail to deliver, the tension between Verstappen and the team could reach a breaking point. Marko stated, "The fear that Max might leave is real. We need to bring improvements soon. He needs a car capable of fighting for the world title. We have to restore performance quickly, and even basics like pit stops must be flawless. If the car isn't fastest and we're failing in execution too, that's unacceptable." To make matters worse, there's a growing gap between what Red Bull's simulation tools are showing and what the car is actually delivering on the track. This misalignment has been linked to the aging wind tunnel the team still relies on. Marko admitted that the tunnel is leading them in the wrong direction, with solutions failing to translate into on-track success. "The ideas we see in our simulations aren't working on the circuit. Our wind tunnel is outdated and misleading us," Marko explained. These aren't problems that can be solved overnight with a new diffuser or a front wing tweak. There's a fundamental flaw in the car's design. Some speculate it might have started after Adrian Newey began stepping back. Marko himself previously acknowledged Newey's immense influence on the team's success, and now the results seem to reflect what happens without that guiding hand. All of this could push Verstappen to have a direct, uncomfortable conversation with Red Bull leadership. Either they build him a winning car, or he'll have to find a team that can. At the moment, Verstappen is keeping a calm exterior, though his post-race remarks have been telling. He made it clear that the issues with the car aren't disappearing just because he snagged a win in Suzuka. "I always give my best, even when the situation is frustrating. But you have to keep moving forward. We keep talking, trying to improve. The problems are still there. Even if you win, they don't just vanish." "I said that last week too," Verstappen said. He also added, "I'm not the type to let emotions dictate my approach. Whether it's a good or bad weekend, I remain neutral. You just keep working." Meanwhile, Jos Verstappen hasn't been quiet either. He's reportedly not on the best terms with Helmut Marko, a dynamic that Mercedes could very well exploit. Wolff, known for his negotiation skills, will likely use any leverage available to sway the Verstappens toward Brackley. Still, the decision rests with Max. Is he ready to turn the page and leave Red Bull behind? Or will he stay and work to fix what's broken? Let's not forget, there's another player in this game, Aston Martin. They have all the ingredients Red Bull once had during their golden era, including a partnership with Honda and the presence of Adrian Newey. Verstappen has openly praised Honda in the past, expressing interest in working with them again, which makes Aston Martin a credible contender for his services. But for now, Mercedes seems to be the frontrunner, provided they solidify their intentions. One move that could show their hand is extending Russell's contract by the rumored 2 years. That would either send a clear message that they're not pursuing Verstappen, or it could be a smokescreen meant to lure him in under the radar. Time will reveal Wolff's true strategy. But one thing's for sure, Red Bull is in a precarious position. Even if Verstappen stays through 2026, there are deep-rooted issues within the team that may not be solved by a rulebook change or fresh technical recruits. The team's inexperience in engine development, despite Honda's continued support, raises concerns. As we enter an engine-focused era of Formula One, Red Bull might find themselves behind the curve, and Verstappen, being the calculated competitor he is, may not be willing to gamble his legacy on uncertainties. With everything that's happening, what's your take on Max's potential move to Mercedes? Do you think he can still win titles with Red Bull if they sort things out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, click the video popping up on your screen now for more F1 insights.